Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. Hope you're all very well today. It's been reported that the City Football Group, CFG, the owners of Manchester City, are going to buy yet another football club. Now, this time in France, it's been rumoured for several months now, actually, or even longer. We were talking about it last year, in fact. But it's been reported in the Financial Times overnight that City are about to buy French club ESTAC Troyes. ESTAC Troyes. Okay. Now, this is basically what the report says. The City Football Group are in the late stage talks to buy second division French club ESTAC Troyes in a deal that would extend its strategy of taking over football clubs around the world. Now, City Football Group executives have apparently held talks with several other French sides in recent months, including another second-tier team, Nancy, but apparently consider Troyes as their first-choice target in the country, according to people familiar with the negotiations. Now, while the parties soon hope to conclude a transaction with an acquisition price in the single-digit millions of euros, talks were continuing and could yet come to nothing, said a person with knowledge of the negotiations. Now, it would be the latest football club purchase for Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the billionaire member of Abu Dhabi's ruling family who bought Man City back in 2008. Now, we know what he's done at Man City, spending hundreds of millions, even billions of pounds on world-class footballers. And obviously, he's turned Man City into a force capable of winning the sport's biggest prizes. I'll tell you a little bit about CFG and then we'll look at Troyes itself. Now, back in 2013, the CFG, City Football Group, was created and it embarked on a spending spree to buy or take minority stakes in clubs around the world. Now, I think this was the brainchild of Ferran Soriano, our chief executive. It's something that I think, trying to recall back, he tried to do at Barcelona and they poo-pooed it. They were not interested in this idea. But Sheikh Mansour has embraced this idea and it's really taken shape. Now, we've got some big clubs in our portfolio, let's call it, and a lot of business has been conducted quite recently. Now, we've got teams like New York City FC, Mumbai City in India, and they were bought with the particular aim of breaking into lucrative international markets and promoting City's brand. Okay. Now, we've also got clubs in Australia, Melbourne City FC. I'm not going to go through them all. I can't remember on this, just too many. It was Girona in Spain, mcfc in Belgium. We've got a club in Uruguay. It used to be called Club Atletico Torque. I can't remember the new name, but they've changed the name of the club. I think we used to have a stake in Yokohama Mariners. Someone said that it was only a 10% stake. I think that's gone. And we've got one other club in China. I think that's Xinhui. Sorry, guys, I never could remember how to say that. But the deal with Troyes would follow the strategy of investing in other small sides on the continent. That's basically what we're doing. Sides, actually, that are in the second tier or used to be in the first tier quite recently. Girona, now, I think when we got them in the second tier, they got promoted to the first tier since they've been relegated. mcfc, they're in the second tier of Belgian football. And Troyes are in the second tier of French football, although 2 years ago, they were in Ligue 1, the top tier. So buying these smaller clubs gives wider opportunities to young stars and ensures players gain experience of European leagues where the standard is considered higher than elsewhere in the world. Now, one of the reasons behind buying these clubs is financial investment. They will go up in value if, as you've seen with Man City, if you invest in them and buy players and use better coaches and everything else, you can increase the value of the club, increase the value of your investment. It's happened at City. It's happening everywhere else as well. So success brings with it more value, more financial value. So that's one of the reasons. And another reason, especially on the continent, especially I think with Girona, mcfc, and now if we're going to get to Troyes, it's to send some of our kids. It's to send kids from our academy. If we're not, if they're not ready for the first team, so going away to someone like mcfc or Girona or our other partner clubs like NSC Breda, who we don't own in Holland, but we send them a few kids every year. They get that it's kind of a stepping stone to first team top level football. Yeah, if you're not ready to come back, ready yet to play for Man City's first team, maybe a season or two on loan in the Spanish second division or Belgium second division, or even the French second division, will help to bridge that gap and help you to get up there into top tier football. Now, Troyes only just missed out on promotion in the past 2 seasons. Now, as I said, they were relegated from Liga in 2018. So, it's a possibility that in a year's time we can, that I think that would be the aim, is to get Girona back into La Liga, the top league in Spain, to get L'Omelesque into the top league in Belgium, and to get Troyes into the top league in France, so that when we do send our players there, it's they're playing at even higher standard, even higher level of football. And also, looking at Belgium in particular at the moment, and Holland as well, but it's a place where we can send some of our foreign imports. For instance, the City Football Group are actually buying players in their own name, not just Man City. So City Football Group are buying players in South America and sending them off to Belgium. Or they bought a kid from Algeria, ESTAC Troyes, and he's going to go and play, I think, in the third tier of Belgian football. If he does well there, he can move on to L'Omelesque. If he does well there, he can move on to either City, if he's ready for City in a couple of years' time. He's only, 17, 18 years old. And then or if he's not good enough for City, we can sell him on. We've done that with lots of other players. If you remember someone called Enis Ünal, we bought, I think, from Turkey for about €2 million. He went to play in Holland for a season, had a great season. I think we sold him for about €12 million after that. It's a way City do business, and actually it's what makes City's profit and loss account work for financial fair play purposes. It's selling all these players for huge profits, in effect. You look back what we've done in the recent past, I won't remember them all, but even Sancho, selling him for 10 million quid, what did he cost us? $1 million or $2 million? So we get £8 million profit in our account. Rabbi Matondo we sold for 4 million, I think, 4 or 5 million, something like that. He would have cost us no more than $500,000 or something. We make a few £1 million profit in the accounts. Brahim Diaz, the same. I think we sold him for about 15 million quid. He cost us, let's say it cost us $1 million or 2 million quid. That is a profit in our accounts, in our profit and loss accounts, which actually turns an operating loss that City are currently making into a small profit every year. In the past, we sold people like Bersant Selina for about 4 million. We sold Angus Dunn for about 15 million. Lots of these deals are going on all the time. Every summer, I think when I looked at it 2 or 3 years ago, I think we sold or released about 50 players one summer. It's incredible. We released them for free. We sold, let them go for free, or for undisclosed fees to clubs. Lots of little players that you never heard of. Yeah. So that's just a way to make money. It's just a way to do business. Now, we've been talking for a while at City Football Group, are looking to make further investments, looking at teams in Europe. And we talked about France in the past. We talked about Holland. There'll be others as well that they'll be looking at, I suspect. Africa and Asia. Now, wherever upcoming emerging markets are, like we've done in India, in China, and we will keep looking at where the money is, to be quite honest, and where the talent is. Africa, it's rumours that you're looking in Africa. You could go to somewhere like Algeria, hotbed of football. Lots of very, very good clubs in Algeria. You look at someone like Paradou, go and watch some videos of how they play their football. They play like City. I don't think they're going to be up for sale unless City go with a silly offer. But, while the spending has been fueled by, Sheikh Mansour, but new funding has been coming in lately. You look back a few years ago, we got some funding from China Media Capital in China. And they bought, I think, 13-point-something% of the CFG. And last year, US private equity group Silver Lake, they paid $500 million for a 10% stake in CFG, valuing the group at around $5 billion. It's massive. If you think Sheikh Mansour has only invested, let's say, $2.5 billion, maybe even $3 billion in this, to be valued at $5 billion, I think he's done pretty well for his investment. So there you go, guys. City bought another club. I said last year, I said the year before, at some point, FIFA or whoever will put a stop to this. I'm sure, it's going to obviously cause problems and issues if we get Girona into top division in France, in Spain, if Troyes get to the top division in France, if Lomeleske get to the top division in Belgium, and then they get into even the Champions League or something and have to play against Manchester City. That is going to be an issue. It's an issue that UEFA are dealing with at the moment with the Red Bull group clubs. But with City having so much clout, so much power, so much economies of scale, our scouting network can scout for everybody. Yeah, we were doing that anyway. So why would Troyes need a big scouting network when we've got City doing the same job? Why would Lomeleske need that? Why would any other club? You have Girona. Why would they need that? So I think they'll benefit from the way City do things, and I think some of our players, if they don't make it at City, can, as I said, we either go on loan there, or even we can just sell them to our sister clubs, which will benefit our sister clubs. It's an absolutely fantastic idea. You got to say kudos to Ferenc Soriano for coming up with this idea. Kudos to Sheikh Mansour and our chairman Khaldoun Al-Mubarak for supporting this. So obviously, we're up to about almost to 10 clubs now, and I don't know when this is going to stop. But ultimately, it is going to benefit Manchester City. Manchester City are the biggest club in the group, and it's, I think, the only profitable one at the moment. But it's good news. It's important to know this. I mean, you might just be focused on what goes on the pitch, but sometimes it's interesting and useful to know what goes on off the pitch, which is allowing us to finance what's going on the pitch. Guys, if you're new to our YouTube channel, it would be fantastic if you could support us simply by subscribing to the channel, hitting that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. See you around, Blues.